Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about the housing market for 2020, whether you're a buyer, a seller, an investor. We're going to dive into some of the details out there to help guide you in the right direction if you're thinking about doing something this year. So if you're searching the internet, there's a lot of clickbait out there that tells you that the market's going to crash. But on the other hand, you see data that says that, the market's going up, buyers are jumping in like crazy. So what's actually going on? I'm going to dive into those details today and help make sense of it to help guide you in the right direction. But before we do that, my name is Jeb Smith. I'm a real estate broker here in Southern California. If you're new to my channel, it's all about real estate, helping buyers, helping sellers navigate the real estate process and make sense of this crazy market that we're in. We also touch base on trending topics and how that might affect you as a homeowner. So if that interests you at all, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up if you like the content. So, at the beginning of the year, we were on pace, as I've said in earlier videos, to have one of the best years that we've ever had, say in the last 10 years in real estate. And that's just because, inventory was low, buyer demand was super, super high, and interest rates were low. So property was just, moving at a pace that you really couldn't keep up with because there wasn't enough inventory to support it. And then, towards beginning of March, we had, COVID come in and it slowed the market down. And really for, 2 to 3 weeks, we had very, very little activity in the market. But now, it's, we're towards the end of May and there's data coming out, right? You've got people on one side saying that the market's going to crash because, you've got 4.1 million or 4.2 million people that have filed for forbearance, and that all of those are going to turn into foreclosures at some point in the future. Unemployment, furloughed, all of this stuff happening, and that's going to cause the market to crash. But on the other side, you're hearing data like, purchase applications, buyer applications for purchases are up 54% since the beginning of April. In California alone, where I am, 77%. We're up 77% in applications since the beginning of April. Now, I'm not here to tell you whether to sell a home, to buy a home, or what have you. My goal here is to provide you with information and, arm you with the information so that you can make decisions that make sense for you and your goals. So with that said, I will touch on the market crash to start. So, there's nothing out there to support people saying that there's a market crash. Again, it's a lot of clickbait out there just to get you to click on the data so that they can provide you with, some information, but not really tell you that the market's going to crash. It's more to get views and that sort of thing. I'm here to tell you that there's nothing at the moment to support that the market will crash, the real estate market will crash. You've got inventory, that's available homes for sale at basically all-time lows for the time being. You've got buyer demand up tremendously, and you've got rates at all-time lows. I mean, I think they came out today and said that interest rates had dropped again. You're hearing of people getting 30-year fixed in the, mid to high 2% range. I mean, it's crazy, right? So you've got a lot of good things happening in the market. But on the other side, you've got unemployment, right? There's a lot of people that have lost jobs. You've got people that are furloughed, and you've got the forbearances. So we can't really touch on the unemployment and the furloughs because we don't know when these people are going to go back to work. But my guess is as the stay-at-home orders are up and we start to progress through different phases, regardless of what state you're in, you'll have some of those unemployed workers start to go back to work. Currently, a lot of those employees are getting that additional $600, or those unemployed workers are getting that additional $600 per week in unemployment. I think that ends in July as it currently stands. So a lot of those people are going to have to find work, right, in order to get things moving on that front again. So I think you'll see employment continue to trickle down from this point forward, which means I expect unemployment to get better. And what about forbearances? Well, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA have all come out and basically said that they will allow you to take those missed payments and add them, defer them to the end of your loan and basically pick up where you left off. So, as long as you're able to pick up and pay the mortgage payment that you had before, you can take those payments and defer them to the end. So that takes a lot of pressure off of those who were unable to make payments at this time. They don't have to come up with a lump sum payment like we heard at the beginning. They don't have to worry about a payment plan. They can literally just take those payments, move them to the back of their loan, and start paying their mortgage where they left it off. where they left off. Now, if they can't do that, then they'll have to do some sort of loan modification and what have you. But keep in mind, there are measures in place to support these servicers, and homeowners, so that you don't have foreclosures. Now, will you have foreclosures? Yeah, you're probably going to have some people that don't take advantage of the forbearance process and just think that the missed payments will go away. And then you'll have some people that go through the forbearance at the end, they still are unemployed, they can't make their payments. So regardless, you're going to have foreclosures, but you would have had foreclosures regardless of what happened with the pandemic, right? It's a natural progression in the market. Foreclosures do happen. You may have more now than you would have before, but it's not going to be some huge surge of foreclosures based on what is currently in the market. Now, with all these states loosening up, could you have another round of the pandemic that spreads and people are having to shut doors and what have you again? Potentially, but I don't think the federal government is going to shut down the economy again. I don't think we're going to go through that again. I think if it happens again, people are going to have to deal with it on a case-by-case basis or a city-by-city basis. It's not going to be a nationwide thing. So you're not going to have the shutdown that you recently had, which has affected basically everyone. And because it's affected everyone and it wasn't a cause that someone did, lenders, servicers, all of those guys are there. Those companies are there to help, to prevent you from foreclosure, to prevent you from having a negative effect in your life, from it affecting you. So I don't believe that you're going to have a market crash. Now, what I do see locally here in Southern California, and in talking to, again, I'm an agent that networks with top agents all over the country. So I'm talking to agents in Florida, agents in Nashville, Tennessee, in the Colorado area, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Oregon, Washington, all of these states, right, where they've had COVID cases, and yet properties in those places are getting multiple offers. They're selling within, days on the market. Again, it all goes back to pricing. If homes are priced correctly, we haven't seen some huge drop in pricing. So if you're a buyer that thinks you're going to take advantage of the market and get some huge reduction in pricing, I haven't seen it personally. In talking to agents across the country, they haven't seen it as well either. So you're actually having record prices in some areas because of the lack of inventory and the surge in buyer demand. I expect that to continue. If you're someone that was considering selling a property, it could be a good time to take advantage of it. Normally our spring market is the hot time of the year. This year, it's going to push into summer. We just started summer now. You're going to have a surge in summer that's probably going to move into the fall area, when traditionally you would have that in the spring, that it moves into summer. It's just going to be delayed a little bit this year. And, we don't know what's going to happen from that point forward, but I can tell you right now, there's nothing to support a crash. There's nothing to support that values are going to go down. So if I were a buyer and I saw the right property, I would take advantage of low interest rates. Right? It's all about, your goals and what you're trying to accomplish. But if you're looking to be in a property for a period of time, the market is still solid. If you're a seller looking to take advantage, now's as good a time as any, right? We don't know what's going to happen in 8 months, a year, 2 years from now. But what we do now is that there's not a lot of inventory. Homes that are on the market that are priced well are selling, and we expect that to continue for the foreseeable future. So my forecast for 2020 is a lot like where it started off at the beginning of the year. I expect the market to continue to move sideways to up. I don't expect to see the market go down at this point. But as new data comes out, new information comes out, I'll continue to update you. If there's something specific you want me to touch on, do me a favor, comment below or reach out to me directly. I'm happy to do those videos as well. As always, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your support, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.